Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi WordPress theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we had a great question. Somebody said, how do you put a custom footer together with a vertical menu? And we're continuing with our theme of the new Divi theme builder here. And so I built this little footer right here with some vertical menus, a little live Google map here, and some contact details with some icons. Very easy to do. And we've got a little copyright statement down below. So let's go ahead and rebuild this thing. If we go to our theme builder here, that's the custom footer I've just built there. So let's get rid of that. And we'll start again from scratch. What I'll do, in fact, I'll get rid of this whole module. And if I save the changes now and we go back to our page, it should revert to the global footer that we created in the beginning there. If you want to learn how to make the global headers and footers, the links to the videos, these videos are below this video. So check those out if you want to learn how to do global footers, headers, custom bodies, etc., etc. Okay, so we've saved our changes. Let's go back. And there's the footer we just took out. If I refresh this page, that should disappear and our global one should appear on the bottom there. Yep, there it is. It's reverted back to the simple global one. Okay, so let's get started. Let's build that. So we're going to the theme builder. If you're not sure where that is, it's dashboard, Divi, and there it is, theme builder. So let's add a new template, and I want to apply this to the home page. Create template, and by default it's going to throw in the global header and footer that we created up here. Let's get rid of that footer and make our own. So add custom footer, just left click, build a custom footer. I want to build from scratch. So I'm going to click on Start Building. I'm going to give it a row with 4 columns in it. And right out of the box, I'm just going to use a text module to build our menu here. There are actually plugins you can install to do vertical menus, but it's very easy to do from scratch. So let's go down. I'm going to take a regular text module. There we are, text. By default, Divi comes with all these modules as standard. They've just added another 16 for WooCommerce if you're selling things. Just keeps getting better and better with more and more features. If you're building any sort of WordPress site at all, I do suggest you check it out. If you want to take it for a test run, you can do so from my affiliate link below this video. So let's add our little text module here. Left click, and it's inserted it right there. Now, I don't need any of this junk. I just want to create our link. So the first thing I want to do is say home. The link to the home page there. And to turn it into a link, all we have to do is select it, hit the little link icon up here, and add the URL. Now I've got my page open here, so I can just copy that. Control C to copy. And paste it in there. There we go. Target none, that means it's going to open in the same tab. If you wanted to, you could have it open in a new window. Really don't want that for this. Want it to open in the same window. Just click OK. And it's changed color up there because it's a link, and the default color for links is blue in the theme customizer. But we're going to change all that anyway. So now what I want to do, let's give our section a background color because we want to make the links light in color, and I want to have a little bit of a border on the bottom. So let's just save this. We've got our link successfully placed in there. Let's go up to our section. The blue tab's the section, green tab is the row, and the dark tab is for the actual module within the row or column. So we want to go to the section. Going to give it a simple background color, or you give it a background gradient, however you want to do it. Yeah, let's give it a gradient. I just gave it a color last time. I'm going to make it pretty dark, so I'm going to say black there, but I don't want it to be all black. I might want to adjust that, and I'm going to say black on this side too. But again, I don't want it quite as dark as that, so I'll just leave it right about there. There, that's gradiated fine. Fantastic. Let's just save the changes. You can barely make out that little link up there, or at least I hope you can. So let's start customizing that and get it to how we want it. Then we can just duplicate it and do the others. So let's go into there. If, like this, your tab is hidden behind another one, you can simply hit the little purple button here, hit wireframe mode, this little icon there, and you can get to it quite easily that way. So let's just take that back. I think I can get to it either way. There we go. Now what do I want to do? I want to make that so we can see it. So I'm going to go over to design. I'm going to go to text. I'm not going to change the size or anything because that's fine. There's the text. I want to make it white. But as you see, it hasn't changed because that's actually a link. So if we go next door, we can hit the link icon, and let's make that white too. There we go. Now we're cooking it, as they say. You can see that nicely there. Okay, the only other thing I want to do is I want to kind of have a bit of a border on the bottom here. So let's go ahead and do that. Still on the design tab, just click on the text to close it up. I'm going to go down to border. I don't want all four borders, I just want the bottom. So we've got all four, top, right, bottom and left. So I'm going to select bottom. Bottom border width, I really only want it sort of 1 pixel, so I'll just click that little arrow to pop it up to 1. You can slide it or type in a value. As you can see, it is there, but I don't want it black. And I'll put it white, but I don't want it white. I kind of want it grey. So let's click on the actual color itself and pull it down to where we want it. Darker, something like that. Something that you can see, but is not quite as in your face as it would be if it was white. Now that line to me is too close to the actual writing, and to push it down a little bit, let's go back up to our text, and we can do that with line height. So we're on the text, roll down, line height, let's just roll this up something like that. I think that'll work fine. 2.7 m. You can obviously type in whatever value you want. You can do it in pixels or m's. I think I'm going to leave mine just like that. That's absolutely fine. So I'm going to save that. Now let's duplicate it and make sure that they're going to look good together. And to duplicate, what we need to do, because it's hidden under there again, let's go to wireframe mode. Duplicate, you've got your move, you've got your edit, the cog, and you've got these two little squares, which is duplicate. So I'm just going to click on that to duplicate it. Let's go back to our regular desktop view. There it is underneath. Okay, well that's all right, but I think it's too far below. So I want to take the padding up a little bit. So let's go into this module here. Let's go into our top module again. And let's change the padding. So let's go to design. Let's go to spacing. Let's make sure there's no margin on the bottom. So there's the margin. Bottom, I'm going to put a 0 there. There we go. And as you can see, that's bounced that up. That's pretty much how I want them to be. So that's all I'm going to do right there. Let's save that. Now what I want to do, so I'm going to get rid of this one because the settings have changed. Trash it. Now I'm going to duplicate it again, hopefully, if I got the right button. There we go. Now I'm just going to go into this one and change it to whatever the next link is we want, which will be, let's say, login. And again, simply select it, add the link that you want, and continue. Login would be Divi root would be my dash account. And we did this custom one for the login page the other day. Simply copy the URL back, put it in where you want it, and continue. Control V. There we go. Hit OK. Target none again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse and repeat. I'm just simply going to duplicate this and continue. So I'll pause the video and get these other ones done here. I think I'm going to do 6 of them. Okay, so there we are. I've just added a few more. We've got 6 in total there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this next one, and in this next column I'm going to do the same thing just with categories. So I'm going to copy this one, duplicate it. I'm going to drag the little left click and hold and drag the little cross, put it where I want it, which is in this next column. I'm going to go in there, and I've got my product categories page open here. Let's see what we've got. We've got bags, belts, dresses, pants, shirts, shoes. Those are what I'm going to put in there. So let's start with bags. And again, we want to turn that into a link. Hit the link icon. This time we want to link it to a category page. And on the product categories page, which is just under WooCommerce products, if you hover over whatever category it is, bags, you'll see one that says view. If you right click, just copy link address, that'll copy the link to that category. So we'll go back to the theme builder, simply put the link in there. That's fine. Target none. We want it open on the same page. OK. Save that. And again, I'm just going to rinse and repeat, duplicate. And I'll pause this video and do the other categories here. And here we are. I'm on the last one. I'll just do the last one here. Duplicate. Edit. And this is going to be shoes. Link, let's add the shoes. There we go, shoes, view, copy link address, right click, copy link address, put the link in there, and again, target none. Okay, so there's our categories. If you wanted to, you could put a title at the top. I'm not going to bother. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Home, login, shop, cart, checkout, contact. And then you've got your categories, bags, belts, dresses, pants, shoes, shirts. Okay, and the next thing I'm perhaps going to do is put a live Google map here with a location. And I'm going to put a kind of little title, but I'm just going to copy one of these again. Let's just duplicate one of these and pull it up where we want it, which is in this third column here. Now I'm going to go in and edit it. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to write location. This way we've got that nice little underline motif continuing. So there we have it. And it looks like our line height's changed a little bit there. Let's delete that and let's copy that again. Pull it up there. That's correct there. Let's edit that again. That's fine. There's no link there now. That's better. Okay, not quite sure why it did that, but we just copied and changed the wording and removed the link. Now underneath, I'm going to put a Google map. Now I haven't really got an address as this example, so I've got pulled up Google Maps here. Let's just shut that down and just put in the Empire State Building for want of anything else. Put it zoomed into the size that I actually want it to show. Now if we go back here, let's add a code module. So we just need to hover over, click the little plus in the dark circle there to add a new module. You can do this with the text module. You'd have to do it in edit mode, but we've got a code module there, so I'm just going to do it with code. Added the code module. It'll pop up like this. Now with the map open, I'm going to go over to Share, Embed a Map. And it's given us the code right here. Just hit the copy HTML. Let's go back to our code module and just simply paste that in there. And as you can see, it's popped it in there, and that's way too long. I want to sort of, well, I want to pop it down a little bit so we can still see our little bottom border there. And I don't really want it to go below that bottom line right there. So if we look down here, just have a look down to height. And at the moment it's saying width 600, height 450. So it's about twice as much as I want there. So I'm going to change that to 200. There we go. That still might be slightly too much once I pop it down. But let's pop it down a little bit anyway. I want to put a bit of padding between the top there and the bottom border of the location. So if we go over to design, let's go over to spacing. I want to put a bit of padding on the top. Let's just say 10 pixels and see how that works out. I think that's okay. You can see that line nicely. We could make that and that similar, but I don't think I want to make that any smaller. Of course, they can view it full screen if they want to. So I'll leave that as is, but let's go back to the contact and shave off about 10 pixels from the bottom of there. Content, I meant, not contact. There it is, and we're in the text, and we want to take, say, 10 pixels off, so I'll make that 190. Yep, that's going to work absolutely fine. And just make sure you don't lop off any of those inverted commas there. You just want to change the actual number that's between the two inverted commas. Make sure you don't lop those off, because things will go wrong. So I'm happy with that. There's your Google map. And I think the last thing we did, I just added some sort of contact information here with a few icons. So again, I'm going to copy this little module right here. Just hit the duplicate, drag it over. It doesn't matter which one because they're both exactly the same. We'll pop that one in top of column 4. We'll go in there. We'll change that to contact. Save that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more modules. I'm going to use the Blurb module. So again, I'm going to click on the little circle with the white cross there, add a new module. This time I'm going to use the Blurb. That will allow me to insert an icon. So let's click that one. If I move this over so we can see what's going on here. Well, I'm not going to want any content whatsoever, so I'm going to delete the content. The title, well, this first one's going to be a telephone number, so I'm going to just put a bunch of numbers in here. And as you can see, it's right there. It doesn't really look like anything, but let's start styling. I don't want an image. I actually want to use an icon. So if we go down, image and icon, here it says use icon. So let's select an icon. I think they got a telephone icon down here somewhere. These are elegant themes icons that are bundled with it. There's a telephone icon. There it is, way too big. Don't want it on the top, I want it on the left. So let's adjust it. We've got the icon, we've got the number. Let's go to design, image and icon. Well, the color's fine. I might want to flip that around a little bit. So I'm gonna say I don't want it on the top, I want it on the left, and that's automatically going to make it a lot smaller and put it on the left of that title right there, which is our telephone number. There it is. Now then, let's circle the icon. Let's make the icon color white because we've got that purple circle right there. I think that looks fine. Now we obviously need to give it a bit of padding at the top just to pop it down a little bit. We want to make that text white and probably similar size to everything else we've got here, these other fonts. So let's do that. We're still on design. Let's go to text. In fact, it's title text. And if you're not sure, you can hover over it when you're in the edit mode, and there's a little paintbrush icon. If you left click on that, it'll take you to whatever that is, which is H4. So I do want to make it white. I want to take it down in size. I guess something like that. Doesn't matter if it's a bit bigger as long as it's legible. Now, this actual, I'd like to see this number in the middle of this icon right there. And to do that, I need to add a bit of custom CSS. So if we go over to our advanced tab, to custom CSS, we look at these boxes we've got before. We've got main element, after, blurb image, and blurb title. Well, I know that's the blurb title because that's where we put it. So I need to give it a bit of margin on the top of perhaps, let's try 10 pixels. So it's margin, M-A-R-G-I-N, dash, top, colon, and let's try 10 pixels. So that's 10 px. Actually, that is pretty much exactly where I want it. You can adjust it a little bit. Let's make it 9, not 90. Let's delete that 0, 9. I think 10 was pretty much on the money right there, so let's put that back to 10. That's fine, brilliant. So let's put that in the middle of the icon there. What I also want to do is just add a bit of space at the top, just a bit of padding, so there's a bit more of a gap between the top of the icon and the bottom of that border there. So look, back to design, let's go to spacing, and let's put a bit of padding on the top. We'll try 10. I think that's okay. Now what we want to do is I'm going to have phone, fax, email, and something else, perhaps Skype or something like that. So let's just save that. And we'll duplicate this module to see if we need to change any of the padding or anything to make it look like they're going to be okay. Okay, there's way too much. Let's see what we need to adjust. Let's go into this top one and make sure there's no margin in there. So we click on the edit cog, design, spacing. Let's make sure there's no margin on the bottom, because I think that might be what's pushing that down further than I want it. So I'm just simply going to put a 0 in on the bottom there. Yeah, that's actually worked quite well. Could push it down a little bit more. So I'm thinking I want to put 4 of these in here. So yeah, now 10 pixels on the bottom, that seems to work absolutely fine. So let's save that. Now let's delete this one and reduplicate this one. Bunk. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Let's edit this and make it a fax number. And to do that, I'll just change one of those numbers, because fax numbers are quite often just one number different. And of course we've got to change our icon. I'm pretty sure they got a little fax machine down here somewhere. That may be a printer, but I'm going to use it for a fax. So let's just save that one. Rinse and repeat. If you wanted to, you could put links, links in there that would automatically call these numbers. Let's duplicate this one. And we'll turn this one into an email. And we'll change that icon. Now I'm pretty sure there's an email or an envelope icon, or envelope, whatever you like to call it, somewhere down here. There we are. It's fine. And last but not least, let's add one more and perhaps have a Skype contact. Obviously you put in whatever works for you. Again, we'll just edit that. Pretend that that's the Skype ID right there, and let's change that icon. I know the social media and the contact ones are kind of down the bottom here somewhere. There's Skype. Fantastic. That's pretty much what I wanted to do there. What I could do, I could tighten these up and put a little bottom border on this last one here. To do that, let's just go into our top one, and we added a bit of margin on the bottom. So if we go to spacing, let's take that perhaps to 8 pixels. We'll save it. Now if I right click, I can extend blurb style. Don't want it the whole page, but I do want it on this column. So let's hit this column, extend, and that's pulled those up a little bit. I think I can even pull them up. I still got not quite got room for a bottom margin down there, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. Go into the settings. I'm going to change that, pull it down a little bit more. I'm sure you get the idea. Let's make that 5. That's going to give us plenty of room. Maybe too much. And again, I'm going to extend this column. There we go. Let's tighten those up a bit. And all I'm going to do on this bottom one right here is go into it and add a bottom border, just like we did on our first module up here. So if we go to design, down to border, again I just want it on the bottom. I want it to be 1 pixel. You can see it right there. I don't want it white. I'm going to see if I can match it with that border at the top. I could copy the hex code, but you can also just do it this way by eye. A little bit lighter. There we go, it's fine. And again, we're going to have to adjust the line height a little bit because we want to pop that down a bit so it's kind of more in line with what we got going on here. So if we go up the top to text, in fact that's title text, isn't it? H4, we will need to go down to line height, and we'll pop that one up again until we've got it where we want it, which I think is about there. You can fine tune it with these little arrows here. Pretty sure that's going to be fine. So let's save that. So that's great. Now we've got our page links, category links, Google Map, contact info. Let's just put a little bottom bar on here with a copyright notice. So let's go up, hit the little blue button here to add a new section, regular section. Just going to make it a single column. I'm simply going to put a text module in there for a change. And inside here, let's put our copyright notice. I'm going to use an Alt code. Let's just delete this. So if you hold down the Alt key and hit 0169, it should give you the copyright symbol. It's what you call an Alt code. So I'm going to say copyright Divi Woo, whatever the year is, 2019 to present. Say all rights reserved. Let's get this out of the way so we can see that. Great. Well, we're going to want that in the middle. It's just text. So let's go down, text alignment, pop that in the middle. I'm going to want it to be light in color, and I'm going to want a pretty much black background, and I'm going to want it to be fairly skinny. So let's do that before we change anything else. Save what we got there. Let's go up to our section again, give it the background color that we want, which is black. It's fine, but way too wide. So if we just hover over it, left click, we can pull the padding up. Same at the top here, pull that up. That'll probably work. We could even make it skinnier, but that's going to work for me. But I want that text to stand out a bit more, so I'll make it white, or if not white, certainly a lighter color. So on design, text, pop it to white. It's pretty in your face right there, so we could actually just take it down to a light gray, perhaps. There, that's perfectly legible. Like I say, if you wanted to, you could take the padding down further, make it skinnier, however you want to do it. That works for me. So I think we're pretty much done there. Let's save this. Once saved, X out. Save our changes up here. Now we've applied it to the home page. Let's go up here. Let's go back to the home page, and that bottom bar should appear. We scroll on down. There we have it. There's our horizontal margin, or horizontal menu, I should say. We got pages, categories, location. We got a live Google map here. Then we got our contact details and our copyright notice. If they want to, they can click on and get the large version of the map. So there you have it. That's how to add a custom footer with some vertical margins, a Google map, and some contact details and a copyright notice. I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're interested in web development, take a look down below. We got some great free courses down there, as well as some premium courses with some huge discounts for our YouTube subscribers, so do check it out. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.